Oh my goodness, we're still on the chill station. This is very chill. This music is chill. Hi, it's me, Scott. How are you today? I hope everyone is safe and well and doing what they can do to stay that way. This is like our 9th residency stream, like official residency stream. How'd that happen? I don't even know. Time's passing a little too quickly. Or too slowly, one or the other, maybe both. Today, we're gonna look at this little machine here. We looked at it a little bit on Friday, but I had to cut the stream kind of short, and I did a poor job of using it anyway. But it's this little guy, and it's called Elite Motion, and it's been around for some years. I want to say around 8 years at this point, maybe more, 9 years. Anyway, it's been around for a bit. I also just realized I forgot an important step. Excuse me, please. In my stream preparation checklist, I skipped a step foolishly, but I will address that step at the moment. Okay, step addressed. What? Discord wants my birthday. Okay, yes, excuse me. Yes, this machine here. So what is it? It is kind of a like little self-contained computer vision device. And it felt so revolutionary at the time because that kind of stuff didn't exist in the way it does. Like computer vision as a day-to-day reality. Like Snapchat lenses or Instagram filters maybe like made those day-to-day realities, but it didn't used to be. And so things are very good at tracking faces now, for better or worse. But this thing is all about tracking fingers. So it's a self-contained device, hands really, that has camera and some IR lights that point up out of it. And it looks for stuff that looks like hands, and then it tells you about the position of those hands. So it's a pretty cool thing. It's not perfect. And it's also, I have some kind of concerns about the longevity of the company. So, you know, they released this, I can't remember exactly when. I want to say let's say 2013. Maybe it's 7 years old. I can't remember exactly. And I got a developer unit then, and I experimented with it, and it was pretty interesting, but I kind of couldn't come up with an amazing use for it. And so I kind of just forgot about it. And I saw other people doing some things here and there, but I've yet to see anybody like really make something amazing with this thing. They released a laptop. I think it was HP. They partnered with HP to make a laptop that had this. Maybe it wasn't released. Maybe it was just announced. Anyway, but it seemed like it had a future, especially because in the early 2010s, we were still thinking a lot about Minority Report, and people still were thinking that Minority Report was a good way to use computers, which it isn't. And this seemed like, oh yeah, you can use your hands to do stuff, but it's actually not very good to use your hands to do computer stuff like that. And touch interfaces obviously ended up being way more popular. So, and still aren't fully, you know, still most of the time people at a computer have their hands on a keyboard and a mouse, not waving in the air. So it seemed like it didn't set the world on fire then. Then a few years ago, they sort of, I don't know, not exactly rebranded themselves, although I think they did do that. They imagined the purpose of this project, which they said, well, now you should stick it on your forehead like this, and then have your hands in front of you and know where your hands are, so that when you're in VR, you can track your hands. And that seemed kind of cool, but again, it didn't like exactly set the world on fire. And now headsets like the Oculus Quest are just experimenting with built-in hand tracking. So my fear, well, okay, I will say they do have another product that's like a high-end, very expensive haptic thing. So I don't necessarily think they'll go out of business, but I think like this thing, I don't know. It also doesn't really look like it's changed in all those years. 7 years, 8 years? I don't remember. Let's call it 7. It doesn't look like it's changed very much. So, but yeah, I mean, the reality is I just don't see them any places. And you don't see them places you might expect them, like kiosks and interactive exhibits and things like that. They crop up here and there, but the fact that you don't see them very often kind of gives me pause and makes me worry a little bit, like maybe there's a reason. Either because they're not very good functionally, mechanically they don't work well, which doesn't seem to be true. It seems like they do their job, but that just conceptually they're not an ideal way to use a computer. But I think they're fun to play with. And I hadn't really played, until we got this last week, hadn't really played with one for a really long time. And the Looking Glass, the other device I got that we'll be looking at later this week, also seems cool. It also seems cool, and also has some of the same kind of problems, but it pairs well with this. So we'll see how that goes. So we're just going to play with it a little bit and just see what we can do if we know where our fingers are. And again, it's weird now because now so many things are multi-touch. So I don't know. We'll try it. We'll just play a little bit and see what we come up with. So first thing. Always, I don't know about this station, the chill station. The point of switching to the chill station was to try to make me speak less quickly, and I don't think it actually worked. I think I'm talking quickly, but am also sleepy. Why do I speak so quickly lately? Need to take a breath, relax. Okay, what's our wallpaper gonna be? Somebody, we're still Norwegian. I've threatened to change that. I've also threatened to switch from science and tech to art, but I don't know. My whole having misgivings about Twitch and my place on Twitch, really. It's kind of nice. Nice Norwegian clouds. A cool boat. Beautiful. We gotta go to Norway. Let's go to Norway. Let's go with this one. Kind of into this. So, what are we gonna do? Let's just open up. I think on Friday I started a Unity project and had stuff kind of going, and then got really sidetracked by, my brain was just not working very well on Friday, I have to admit, and I also had to kind of not have a super long stream, so did not make much headway on Friday. An idea I like, oh yeah, we had started trying to use Universal Render Pipeline. And so what did we actually do? I think we just got to the point that we could trace some sparkles around. Is that what we actually accomplished? Okay. So I have a hand. This microphone may be a problem. I got a couple of hands. Those are my hands. Let's, well, we wanted Universal Render Pipeline. How did we fix this? I feel like we came up with a strategy to so one thing was to swap out the hand model manager script was removed. Did I do that? Didn't somebody have a material? It was in here. Okay, so I think didn't we make some? Sorry, just trying to remember what I did. So we did that. The sphere colliders were still silly for reasons I don't recall. Why? The sphere mesh, the sphere mat. So where did sphere mat come from? It just made a new material and set a color. So yeah, this sphere mat should be, oh actually, so we're gonna run and it's gonna work, right? Yes, it does. Okay. So we have 2 fingers. So it does a pretty good job. Like, especially just a wide open hand, it does pretty good. Some things like this finger, like right now my hand itself is occluding my finger. From where this camera is looking up, it can't really see what's going on. Now if I point forward, it's a little better, but still it seems to have some trouble with perspective. So there's definitely cases in which, like, maybe that's actually better from a head-mounted display view. It's like I'm putting on different clothes. It just seemingly picks different colors every time. So the silly thing we had just barely started to do was play with the... Yeah, what did we want to do? Like the index finger bone. Okay, that looks like the wrong bone on the wrong hand. So we probably want bone 3 of the other hand. So that kind of makes sense. Okay, so now I have a sparkle finger. And I can sparkle it around. Very exciting. But I don't think I want to do that. I think I want to do like something like string figures. And just do interesting things between my 2 hands. We've done some stuff like this in VR with our Hello Sunshine project, where you just held the controllers and did stuff like this. But it's kind of nice to have your real hands. And really, actually, the more I think about it, the more the idea of having the hands kind of looking down at the top of your hands from your face, where the camera has sort of the same view of your hands as you do, I think makes a lot of sense. Because you really are kind of limited with what you can do looking up. I mean, even just my ability to point my fingers feels pretty limited and pretty silly. And really, it's like I'm bleeding light out of my fingertips. Woo. Okay, let's do a couple things. So what do we actually want to make today? I do like, so I kind of like the idea of like where you can sort of dip your finger in water and drag it around. But it's, if it was better at fingertips. Guess I could always know a vector of where they're pointing. So the thing that makes string figures look cool, as I wildly gesture with my sparkle finger, is not just that they're connected to your fingers, but that there's like interlacing and interlocking. So we may just not... I mean, I definitely don't want to try to actually emulate the collisions and physics of this, of like how things come together. I don't want to do that, but I would kind of like to fake it just to see. Like some of these you could sort of fake just by alternating finger connections, kind of. Get that out of your mouth. Oh, look at that. A fish trap. I thought it was going to be called the Eiffel Tower. An angel. So the string figures are kind of fun. It's just like, how would we decide to do these interim points? Because I really don't want to like actually, it doesn't sound fun to me to try to write that. But two, I don't think we'd have the fidelity of finger tracking. Like, I think in the process of making these, you're really tangling up. So there's no way we're going to fully emulate the physical creation of string figures, which is fine because I don't want to do that. But I would kind of like to make something that's evocative of a string figure. So how would we do that? I guess let's just start by drawing lines to connect fingers together. I don't have a really great idea on how to enter, like a good entry point for this. Right? So we started just connecting the dots, essentially. We can do that with line renderers. There's a lot of ways we could do it. Line renderers are probably the easiest way I can think of. How well do you do? I kind of want to change the camera so it's looking up also, actually. Maybe. Maybe I don't want to do string figures at all. That's a really no reason for me to have a VFX graph here. I just have one sparkler. Because those could be individual emitters. Kind of like it because, well, what I'm kind of imagining now is like water. Like you're putting your hands into liquid, and as you do it, they're sort of leaving streamers. You could also imagine just doing something in the middle, like getting something between the 2 points of the hands, and then maybe some parameters change based on the finger pin. I don't know. And this, I guess this has sort of been my problem in the past with Leap Motion, is like, I just personally haven't found it super inspiring in terms of things I would like to do. Because maybe the fundamental flaw is like, it wants to appear on a screen, sort of. Like you want to see it on a screen, but if there's a screen, why don't you just touch the screen? Yeah, no? Like almost so many ideas that I would have for this is like, well, why do I need to do it with my hands? Why can't I just do it on the screen? Or do it with multi-touch on a touch screen, or do it with a mouse, or whatever. So I could see us doing 2 positions with the palm and then centering something in between it. I don't know that that's the most interesting thing I've ever heard in my life. A lot of weird artifacts on the hand. I don't know if those are shadows. Yeah, it's the hand casting shadow on itself. I don't think that looks tremendously great. I want no spheres. Sort of. Palm radius, joint radius. We could just make those 0, presumably. Unless that breaks everything. Maybe it breaks everything. Cylinder resolution, cylinder radius. Could also be tiny. We could have weird, like, stick hands. Kind of into it. Okay, let's try something. Let's try having another property binding. Just so we can average the 2, I think. Because that's just what I'm going to do. That's what I'm doing today. We'll just cast some spells. Okay, so we'll have like a left hand position and a right hand position. And we decided that this needed to be what? A vector 3, which was a little weird since it's called a position. Right hand position. And that should also be exposed. And then basically we want to just say, we'll just average them. Left hand position and right hand position. And okay. And then we will look at our visual effect. Have both of these. This will be left hand position. I duplicate you? No? And this will be right hand position. I don't know which palm is which. We want the left hand palm to go here. No, the left hand palm to go here. And the right hand palm to go here. Like we're really struggling sometimes. Like makes me lose faith in this thing. We have our left palm and our right palm. Right hand position does not appear to be updating, so it seems like it did something incorrectly. Right hand position, both of these were set like this. Right hand position. The rigid right hand, the palm went in there. The rigid left hand, the palm went in here. Really struggled on Friday to get this to work the way that it seemed like it was supposed to work. Like, it's almost only one updates at a time. So Do I have them really backwards? Nothing is updated here. Clones. Oh. Is it just cloning that every time? If that's true, then... They're both updating. Great. So we have left-hand position and right-hand position. Did I not do the averaging properly? So they're both exposed. We added them both. And then divided by 2. So that kind of feels like a thing that should work, right? What silly thing am I missing? I got 2 hands. I'm updating both of these. I mean, it kind of looks like the visual effect is moving. Really kind of hard to see with all these gizmos. I mean, we could certainly make our own, you know, do the average CPU side, but adding both of these and dividing them by 2. Because our y's are basically the same. Our x's, there's a positive and a negative, which is what we'd expect. So y, let's do the property gizmos just to make sure. Okay, those are the property gizmos. No. That's not the property gizmo. Where are the property gizmos then? Well, this isn't very exciting. Why? I mean, I'm making things difficult on myself, right? Because I'm trying to figure out visual effect graph stuff and Leap stuff, and it's a little hard to tell what's not working. But if that's just straight up the position of that, okay, don't set those, just do this. I think that's me showing the... between 1 and 0. between -1 and 1, x should just be at 0, right? And if these were both 1, okay, we have problems here. What's our problem? Something in here? Okay, I kind of want to ditch this whole, whatever you call it, system. And I want to say, maybe this, but so that positions it on a sphere, but like, without just animating the position of the sphere, which I assume I could do, could just drag it around, but I want to move the like origin of the system. Yeah, like this center. And make the radius much smaller. And maybe much fewer particles. Okay, just a little one of these. It's still very big, seems. Or did I still have my this friend turned off? Seems not very good. I'm a little confused by this. I mean, I could certainly just move the whole system. Okay, well, one thing we could try, we should make you smaller too, little particles. That was maybe too small. Is instead of doing the average thing, let's just try to just connect it directly to my right hand. And maybe that will give us some insight. Make sure we're actually setting that value. Somehow I have my right hand and left hand backwards, so that's not helping. We have clones, which is not helping. And it gets pretty confused about which hand is which is not helpful. Yeah, why do you think that's my left hand? Okay. You can see on the scene view over there that it is surrounding my left hand, but as soon as I get clones, it really messes up. So that's kind of not cool. The whole cloning thing is... Okay, so if we turn off can duplicate, maybe that's our problem. Because I don't really ever want it to duplicate. Okay, so we can do this, and if, yeah, looking over to the right, that seems correct. So why is my my average position. Maybe my like these nodes just don't work the way that I think they should. But I would kind of expect them to. Are you not outputting a vector 3? Maybe that's my problem. That we need a vector 3 divided by. Okay, that seems like actually the problem. I don't think I knew you could do that. I don't know if you can do that in shader graph. Okay, that might make a little more sense. Okay, looks like it. So we need to be much smaller. And I guess that could be our sphere radius. Really even smaller than that. I also kind of wanted to... Okay, I sort of don't... Let's turn off the turbulence for a minute, because it's pretty wild. Oof, leap motion. Really struggling today, huh? Okay, if we don't turn on the turbulence, then everything's a disaster. Because is that the only thing making anything happen? What I would kind of like to happen is that all my fingers emit particles and they get sucked into like some kind of gravity situation. So gravity force, but I want a different force. So forces could be like, I want like an attractor. I want like a vector field force. Okay, so this is like absolute. Not really what we want. It's kind of funny. I could have some Dragon Ball Z powers, but not really what I want. I want like an attractor. I want them to be attracted to. I think I see them, but I think they're very tiny. You see them being so tiny? Oh, whoa. Okay, yeah, sure, where the sphere is. So we actually don't want to do this anymore. We want to do the place that our particles are attracted to. Okay. That was much too large. Very large particles. So they're kind of not coming from anywhere right now, though. Like they're being emitted as a sphere and then just getting sucked in, which is kind of cool because I can do lots of sparkles. But excuse me. So I really want the position to be like it could be a small sphere. I really want them to come from both hands, but I don't know exactly how to do that. How to have like a list of positions. I guess I could randomly pick from them somehow. Sequential circle, sequential line. Let's just say a sphere, and for now let's just say they come from the left hand. Or yeah, we'll just say the left hand is the... Oh, I already had one of those. So the sphere can be very small, and it can come from this hand. Where's my other hand? Okay. Very like Iron Man-y. Just like really launching stuff into that sphere. It's a lot of particles. Like I wanted this way to say like pick from a random list of positions, and then so they could sort of come from all the fingers. Wow. Excuse me. Let's make our inner sphere even smaller. Really struggles sometimes. Our attraction force is way too high. I think. And attraction speed way too high. They really go, like, our little trails do not actually work super well. I mean, that's sort of just the... What's the thing we started with? So maybe we just go to default particle for a minute and see if that's any... Why are you so stretchy? Man, that was very... Just Iron Man just shooting lasers out of our hands at this point. I don't think I want this at all. Okay. Now we have just some sparkles, so it's a little better maybe. Okay, we got some sparkle shapes. Oh no. Am I missing things? Okay, no, we're good. Okay, so we have something going on. I want to choose like from a random list of positions. How could I do that? Is there a node for that? Like a random index or... Because I essentially want, like, put in a bunch of, like an array or a list. I don't know how to, the thing I want just may not exist. And I don't think you can do custom. Like, I want a random position from a list. Excuse me. So how would I do that? It seems like a node. That would be a cool node, but that doesn't mean it exists. Sampling. I really want like a sample array or something like that. Excuse me. A probability sampling operator. Oh. Well, this is handy. So we'll leave this as the average. But let's try this thing. If there's 2 entries and 2 values. Yeah, that's exactly the thing I wanted. Wow, isn't it great when the thing that you want just happens to exist? I liked my creepy super skinny fingers, actually. I think they look kind of cool. Kind of into it. Little like, spooky space hands. So do you think that I can make them transparent? Problem is they're setting the colors. I wish they didn't do that. I don't really want that. I mean, we could just fully do without the circles. Joint radius 0 and palm radius 0. And just have our weird little spooky ghost hands. It's kind of fun to make crazy sparkles. I don't really like the way the sparkles look, though. Just because they're too big. I don't like the colors. So we can get rid of the colors. Get out of here. And excuse me. What don't I like? They're too big. Still too big. Kind of want my hands even weirder and skinnier. Strange stick figure hands. And I kind of want the particle, I don't know. Is this going to be crazy? Probably. Let's try it. Just a circle. Definitely like it more with the tiny particles. So I kind of want to make them even tinier. They're just like stardust. And then let's emit a truly insane amount. So they're being emitted as like a sphere of particles. Which is kind of weird. Kind of want even more. And change this to like 4 million. $32,000. That's a lot of particles. But the way they emit, I'm not into. I don't actually like that very much. So, how could we emit in a way that was less dumb? I mean, I guess it could be a tiny, tiny sphere. But I kind of want to emit from a point. I mean, I don't think emitting from a box is really going to help very much. The box is too big. This looks like a bootleg Cosmic Sugar. Yeah, the box. I don't like the box. Okay, what would be a good position? Maybe a circle. and the whole volume, and then center the circle. Nope. Oh yeah, total bootleg Cosmic Sugar. David's gonna sue me. I'm gonna go to prison forever. Okay, well now we have the same problem, but it's 2D, so we've made the problem worse. How could we make it less ridiculous? I mean, the fact that we're splitting it up is probably contributing to the ridiculousness. So maybe sphere actually was the best idea and we just wanted it tiny. Sequential 3-dimensional. I don't think I want that. Like, sequential seems like it could be cool. Sequential circle, even. If the center was here and the radius was 0.1. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's better. Let's make it way smaller. It's very silly. 0.025. You can tell if they're like spirals or they have an orientation, which I don't like. These should be really small. No, they're just very silly, tiny little circles. How do I deal with this? I mean, everything I've done so far has made this worse instead of better. We just maybe go back to the sphere. I mean, it's pretty cool if you can't tell where they come from, but... Okay, the cone position... Center needs to be here. And it's probably way, 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 way too big. Yeah, the like orientation of the cone is problematic. Really, we just end up with the same problems over and over again. So maybe sphere actually was the least... Draclin, how's it going? Lurking away, I see. I see. Okay. Well, that was a lot of experimental. Experimental positioning with poor results. When I was looking at the Looking Glass, I think the particles list just wouldn't look great, and also I don't think there's a way to use Universal Render Pipeline on it, which is a sad story. So it'd be better if this came out of all fingers. Do we need to just make positions for all fingers? I kind of want like an array of vector 3s, but I don't think we can do that. We just have to add a bunch of, or like a list. We could set it in a texture, but I don't want to. Oh, excuse me. Well, in my mind, it would be easier to just do a list of positions, even though it's very verbose, but hasn't worked super well for us so far. I mean, getting stuff into the shader has not been super effective at this point. The weighted input, though, probably with this, it'd be hard to do this with our... I think we kind of have to add a million positions. Okay, we've done the amazing thing where we can't resize this again. Oh. Terrible. Terrible. Bad work. Bad job, Unity. Did I duplicate this somehow? How did I make this? I don't even know how I did that. Okay. So we've got all of this. Excuse me. Oh shoot, we probably still do want the palm though. We still need it. Nuts. I've been noticing that the masks that I've been wearing seem to give me a sore throat. This is like kind of the opposite of what they're supposed to do. Left palm, we still want. And right palm. We still need these. We will just have a million exposed things, and that'll be fine. One, two, three, four, five. This might look terrible, but that's okay. The random distribution is maybe going to make our mission problem even worse, but okay, so we still need Left palm and right palm are still important because that's how we position our sphere that we're gravitating towards. Our probability sampling will now have 10 entries. It literally won't let me type. I can't type I can't type 10 in here. It won't let me type 10. Every time I try to type 10, it changes. So let me try to paste 10. Cool. Okay, so we just need a bunch of fingers. And they'll all have the same weight. A million values. Okay. That's great. Now over here, this is going to be annoying. Wow, it's going to be annoying. That's left palm. And that's right palm. So now this is about to get terrible. I should have built something to do this, huh? Because this is not going to be good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Left thumb, index, left middle, oops, left ring, left shoot, left pinky, right thumb, right index, right middle, right ring, right pinky, right? And now we just have to do it. This says left hand. I don't know if I believe it. So bone 3 of thumb, bone 3 of index, bone 3 of middle, bone 3 of ring, I don't know why that's out of order, bone 3 of pinky. Right hand, thumb, index, middle, we're out of order again, ring, pinky. Okay. I mean, it looks like that's happening. We're shooting sparkles out of all our fingers. Let's see it in action. Pretty hard to tell what's going on, huh? Those spheres are way too big. The spheres that we're emitting out of need to be tiny. That's this. Nope. Oh, but then we get the stupid clumps. And I don't love the clumps. Maybe that would help. Kinda. They still are pretty clumpy. I just don't want the clumps. How am I going to avoid the clumps? That's not the way to avoid the clumps. Wave motion, you're really not doing a very good job. Okay, about the clumps. So if I could do this and I could find a way to get the index. We had a way to know this, right? Like it's spawn index. Is that what we wanted? Or like particle index and like particle. It's like an ID? Okay, the particle ID. I think it's just a number. Let's see why it's working. Like if they went around, I don't horribly mind this. These are particles. So this is all very exciting. It still seems really strong. Okay, yeah, maybe it's a little better if it's not quite as... Kind of fun. What would be better is if it had some elasticity to it. Right now it's very rigidly always fixed between the two hands. I think this is actually doing nothing. Oh, I punched the microphone while I was doing my rave dance. Really messed up. Okay, this thing's kind of fun. Wrong. I was wrong. Maybe my hand should be red. Or maybe the particle should be red. Nice blood red particles. Oh, can't do that. One hand occludes the other. Oh, leap motion. You're like ruining my rave. These don't look very additive. Why would that be true? Wouldn't additive, shouldn't they all be white? Where they overlap? Okay, but why aren't you additive? Doesn't that seem weird? Anybody? Why? Why? Okay, so bitrate struggling a little bit. wonder how well this would excuse me, capture. I think kind of cool to try to get something like this working on the looking glass, but I don't know if we just have 1,000 particles. It's pretty fun to play with. I still don't know why those particles aren't additive. Maybe we'll never know. Excuse me. UV mode, blend mode, alpha. Blend mode. Cool. Am I just totally mistaken about how this, in my mind, how this should look? Transparency priority? I don't know what that means. Right? Shouldn't it just be like... What's that thing in? There's a sparkle asset in here. I thought. Where'd it go? What is my problem, everybody? Hear the computer just roar at me a little bit. Okay, well, obviously we want post-processing. So add a volume, make a new one of these, add bloom, and use post-processing. That's gonna look like a cool vector arcade game. Maybe. wonder if we can capture this at speed. That would be handy, right? So let's do our stuff. Let's add a vignette. Just a little. And let's add chromatic aberration for no reason. Whoa. Well, it goes a long way with our cool vector hands. And let's add film grain for no reason. Oops. And let's add that's probably enough, right? Does the motion blur actually work? Let's do this. Hue, HSV. So now we look additive. Why is that? Why is that true? Add our time. A little fast. I'm finally a wizard, Draclin. It finally happened. All my dreams came true. It's pretty fun, really. Why are we always red? What have I done? Oh, well, don't do that. Should I mod this? Is that my problem? This, excuse me? You having a stroke? Am I having a stroke? Weird that they're suddenly additive now when they weren't additive before. And maybe I liked them more when they weren't additive. Fickle. I'm a fickle person today. Because this has like a little more, I don't know. A little more vectory or something. Oh, no, you know what? I never played Skyrim. I was super into Oblivion, and then I kept thinking I would play Skyrim, and it has never happened. And now I feel like I'm too late. Am I too late to ever play Skyrim? Do we need to just mod this? Is that the I don't exactly understand what's going on here. I'm Skyrim illiterate. I mean, I'm not entirely Skyrim illiterate because memes. Is this better additive? Now I can't even tell. You're not speaking to me anymore because I didn't get a Skyrim reference? I don't blame you. I don't know. Well, now additive seems different. Maybe because I'm saturated? Is that the problem? Because I don't have like enough room for it to turn white? Oh, it might have HDR on. Could that be a reason? Does that sound like a convincing reason, or does it sound like a thing I just made up? I don't even have HDR on anyway. Now I do. Now wait a minute. That's just not true. Draklin, the biggest Skyrim meme that ever was, I would say the current biggest Skyrim meme is the wake up. Yeah, the wake up transition. But I would say, personally, biggest Skyrim meme of all time is arrow to the knee, right? Am I wrong about that? I wish motion blur worked in a way that I would expect it to work. Maybe I just don't understand it. It's cranked all the way up, man. I don't know what the settings do. I don't know what it means. I mean, I feel like in the era of Skyrim, the meme I saw most was arrow to the knee, personally. What am I gonna do with this? Is this a study? Are we done? Did we make a study today? Oh, I see. That one vaguely rings a bell. I mean, is it kind of like that meme, the like, it was like the force, maybe it was Obi-Wan doing some kind of force move, and then it would cut to another video clip of somebody getting pushed over. Should I play Skyrim? You know what I actually want to play, I think I want to play this. I've so been in an Animal Crossing Picross hole for months, and thinking I might like Doom, but actually I don't think I like Doom. I don't even know I mean, I feel like I've missed really the last 3 months of games. But I think I want to play Final Fantasy VII. So what's ranking here? What do we got? Persona 5 is a masterpiece, obviously. I kind of want to play it again. I don't have my PS4 with me. I love that game. That's a pretty high rating for Half-Life Alyx. I've been considering Half-Life Alyx. Final Fantasy VII. Oh, is the remake not on PC? Is it only PS4? Ah, in my mind it was on PC. Shoot. Okay, well, I do want to play Half-Life Alyx. Animal Crossing is the best, worst game I've ever played. Weird, Yakuza 0 just came to Xbox One. I definitely want to play Ori and the Will of the Wisps. That's on Game Pass now. Kind of interested in this Xenoblade Chronicles re-release. It is on PC? Okay. I don't actually, but it's kind of concerning that I don't see it listed here. I mean, maybe people just didn't like it. Final Fantasy VII, Steam powered. Oh, it's not age appropriate. I'm sorry. I can't look at it. Let me put on my birthday. That's my birthday for anybody who didn't know. No, this is no, Jacqueline. No, this is not. This is the like mobile version that they ported and made everybody mad, right? No, this isn't it. The new one is like stunningly beautiful. I think this might be the one that actually was a mobile. No, maybe it wasn't 7. Square Enix did a bad job with their ports for a while. No, it's not even a remaster, really. It's kind of just a straight up remake. But I had thought it was coming to PC, but I could be just 1,000% wrong about that. Final Fantasy VIII remastered. No, I feel like if it was out, it would be known. I think that happened once too. Yeah, in like a third-party emulator. There's been weird stuff. But this remake, which is crazy because it like is a remake in a crazy way where it was originally a 30 or 40 hour game, but they're splitting it into multiple games, and just this first piece of it is 30 or 40 hours. But it looks pretty stunning. I had thought well, we're never going to see it because we have to watch ads. In my mind, in my brain, it was coming to PC, but maybe I'm just wrong. Or maybe it just hasn't happened yet. Man, this year, not a lot of there's like one A+ game, not a lot of A games at all. Doom Eternal is unfortunately not a good game. Doom 2016 is a masterpiece. Doom Eternal is good. It's a good game. It does not hold a candle to Doom 2016, sadly. I kind of forgot Streets of Rage 4. Yeah, I don't know. This year, they're like re-releasing Nier, the original Nier. I'm interested in that. Neo, I was not into the first one. Okay, well, oh man, and the Resident Evil 3 remake didn't seem good. Maybe because Resident Evil 3 wasn't good to begin with. It's been a weird year for games so far. There's not a lot of bangers. Are you playing Doom Eternal? Each level is very long. I haven't finished it yet. I'm at the very end of it, and I'm kind of stuck on like, do I actually want to finish this, or do I want to try to go back and clean up the Slayer gates? But yeah, where's Valorant? Why is that not in here? Because it's not actually out yet. I mean, I haven't been playing a lot of games. I've been kind of following what's going on in video game land. I definitely want to play Half-Life Alyx. I just maybe want to wait till I have my stuff back. Oh, is it really? Then what are you doing talking to me? Weren't you playing Valorant right now? Oh, that's weird. So what's out? Oh, just unranked, I see. Wait, I just got a message. Let me make sure it's not important. Okay, awesome. Yeah, go do it. Thanks for hanging out. Okay, I'm very distracted. What are we even doing here? I think we're kind of done. I think we made some finger sparkles. I kind of want to try to make a What I just don't know is how well this will capture. I sort of just want to wiggle my fingers for a minute, like literally 1 minute, and then try to release a, call it a study. I don't remember where the thing is, do I? Kind of the problem is it takes a second for it to find the hands, which is not ideal. Well, let's just do it. Ooh, right. We don't have that in this project. Okay, we need, what's that called? We need to see preview packages. Recorder. Install. This music is so dramatic. I don't know about you sometimes, Chill Station. I feel like the Happy Station treated us better. Although one band, I already complained about this, but let me complain about it again. The one band that was on Pretzel, so the whole point of Pretzel is you can play music, use it in YouTube videos, use it in background for stuff, and you don't have to worry about it. You can stream, whatever. You're covered. It's all, you will not get takedown notices. And then all of a sudden, a whole bunch of my videos started getting takedown notices because some band retroactively decided to use, like, pull their music off of Pretzel and then use some service to get everything flagged. It's not cool. It's really annoying. And the band tried to be cool about it, and the people at the service are nice. I've emailed them a few times. They're just not great. That it's like, hey, I did this exactly the way I was supposed to, and now I'm getting all of these, whatever it's called, the YouTube thing. Okay, so all of this is going to be wrong. We want an image sequence. And we want... What have we been doing? Who can say? Residency studies. Oh, studies. Recordings. This will be... Is this study 10? No. This will be study 12, I think. But I kind of forgot how I did all of this, and all the settings from the other project. So we need studies recordings. So we want it to go in here. We do want to know the take. So is this take 12? Does this seem right? Seems not right. We've been doing JPEGs. That's fine. Save some space. Oh, speaking of space, do I have to fill up this hard drive? Yup. Okay, well, just stop streaming soon. So take 12. Why isn't there a slash here? How do I have a slash? I did this somehow before. How did I do it? Did I put the take down here? I did. Okay, that kind of looks like the right thing. I don't know if this is going to work, but let's see. One minute's a long time. I didn't put a time limit. I didn't put a time limit. That's why it seemed like it was taking forever. Well, okay. Well, we wanted 1800 frames, right? Okay. Do I just go with that? I kind of want to just go with it. Studies, recordings. So normally we have 1800, 0 to 1800. And that time, I think actually it wasn't too far off. I think I realized the problem relatively quickly. Wait, the first one. Okay. I don't know. I don't know about this music yet again. Like cinematic and chill. I don't think those are synonyms. Okay, I'm gonna take a very short break, get a drink of water, and then we'll do this thing. So I'll be right back. Excuse me, please. Hello, it's me, I'm back. Okay, so let's just see how the video turned out, I guess. I haven't done a study in so long, or a motion study. So we need to import. Oh yeah, I changed how I did that. I see. We want this, it's an image sequence. Cool, we want to modify interpret footage at 30 frames a second, like sane people. We want to make a new sequence called Take On Me. That's not what it's called. Change the sequence. Sequence should be exactly 1 minute long. I mean, it's not great unless you realize those are my real hands. So, but I think it's fine. It's probably fine. I'm just gonna find some music for it. Okay. Now we go to our favorite place, YouTube audio library. This is I never find the right place in the first try. I don't know why. Okay. Very important work here. We want mood, probably bright, and probably dance and electronic, and probably a song called Hyperspeed. No, attribution not required. How about Hyperspeed? Have we used this song? Kind of seems like one we've used. Atmospheria. I choose you. Desktop. Downloads. Atmospheria. Studies. Atmospheria. We'll just try to end it somewhere that seems sane. Seems sane. This intro then, I kind of feel like isn't going to work very well, but let's just try it. It's not great. It would have been better if I was listening to the music when I did it, but that's okay. So let's export you file. Somebody. Export media. Let's up our bitrate a little. We've been doing, 12 and 16. And let's just do it. Let's just do it. Okay. That's almost a thing, right? I'll let that encode for a minute. So, simple little study, just trying out the leap motion. I like the multiple fingery kind of thing. Maybe. I might be interested in doing... Yeah, I've been thinking, you know? Thinking. And one of the things I've been thinking about is doing two things for the residency. One of them smaller in scale, using the looking glass and the leap motion. And one of them, the bigger thing that's part of our like whole radial symmetry creature creator world. Although, I don't know about the creatures now. It's been a little much. I've been vacillating is the term, maybe. Is vacillating the term? Let's look up vacillating. Vacillating. Unable to choose between different courses of action or options. Because oscillate means go between two, right? And I think vacillate means you can go between more. I don't know. We'd have to look. Anyway, let's play this. Let's play this video and see. It's not the best, but I'm honestly still feeling kind of in this transitional phase, and I do have some things to figure out. Okay. Stop it. I do kind of like the weird PS1 wireframe hands. Kind of into those. I mean, the biggest flaw with this is that it doesn't go with the music. I should have listened to this song while I did a little dance. But I think I don't care. I kind of think that's the reality. Definitely doesn't need to be a minute long, but it's okay. My trillions of Instagram followers, and by trillions I mean like 30 of them. I don't even know how many there are. There's not that many. They can deal with it. They can stop. It's a choose your own adventure. You choose when to stop. Okay, so I think we're done there. I think we're done there. So, yeah, the leap motion. You know, you saw when I was working with it how much I lost tracking if I didn't use it the way it wanted to be used, which is kind of annoying. It's pretty good though for just waving your hands around. It's not bad, especially if you just like stick a hand out there and do a thing. Is not so bad. So I will continue to think about ways to do that, especially with some of our earlier studies, like the the super shape one or the spherical harmonics one or whatever. So okay, so what am I going to do tomorrow? We might not do a residency stream tomorrow. I don't know. I got some other stuff I need to figure out. So we'll see. We'll see what tomorrow holds when tomorrow comes. But thank you for hanging out. Everybody who stopped by, mainly just Draclin. Draclin, always your hero. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for everybody who watched. Anybody who watches on YouTube, I don't know why you do that, but thank you for doing that. And I will see you all very soon. So have a lovely day. Bye.